Hey guys, welcome back to WD18, the Watford fan channel, here for a World Cup preview with Nikhil and Shane. So, Shane, you must be pumped for the World Cup.
Yep. Between the end of the season and now, it's been a bit dead, but we're on the eve of the World Cup. I'm so looking forward to it. 4 weeks of just non-stop football, isn't it, really? And then going into the start of the new season and all that. It's the best. Listen, look, the World Cup's always great. I'm always up for it. I think as a whole, it's interesting because obviously I've got my favourites to win the cup, and I'm very confident in that. Mainly because I've got a sweepstake going. Yeah, and I've got Germany in the sweepstake. I'm confident they're going to win it. It's just as simple as that.
What about Germany? What makes them better than every other team?
I think it's the fact that, you know, there was a lot of headlines when Leroy Sané was left out of the squad. Loads of headlines. People were like, oh my God, how can you leave him out? You know, City have had such a great season. But if you actually look at their squad without Sané,
it's still good.
Fucking quality. Yeah. I mean, all right, people bitch and moan about Mesut Ozil and all that, but Ozil's he's a different character for Germany. Yeah. He's a real game changer for them. Timo Werner as well.
Quality striker.
He's a quality striker. I think he could be one. I think he's a young player at the moment. He could absolutely just skyrocket in value, I think.
Nikhil, so Shane's obviously picked Germany to win. Who's your pick?
I'm going to have to say Germany too, because I think they're a well-oiled machine. It's like a car, you know. It's like the way they do things is so efficient, and they just kind of stride games out. Like they're balanced. So defensively, attacks, they're very, very good. And I don't see. I mean, the closest one to that is probably maybe Argentina or Spain. But for me, my favourites are Germany. Obviously, we all want England, but realistically, Germany for me.
It's interesting there, Nikhil mentioned Spain, who have then gone and sacked their manager 2 days before a tournament because he signed for Real Madrid, it seems.
Well, the guy was very stupid, wasn't he? I don't think Spain are in the reckoning. I think they're going to flop. I think this will really affect them. It will throw them off their guard. But I say Germany are going to win it. I think Brazil are really up there as well. Yeah. I mean, you look at some of their players, Coutinho being one, I mentioned, but someone in there, Neymar, obviously we're all, you know, everyone's going to rave about him, Gabriel Jesus, but Roberto Firmino's had a phenomenal season for Liverpool.
Casemiro holding that midfield together had a brilliant season.
Yeah, absolutely. But the reason I focus on Firmino is because in previous seasons, he's been there or thereabouts, but this has been the one season at Liverpool where he's actually performed to the highest of his ability. He's going to be a huge danger man for them, for the guys in their group, and they've got a relatively easy group, Brazil.
It will give them confidence, won't it?
Give them confidence, but you imagine Brazil, Germany as well, those top sides like Argentina, the teams that they're playing, the teams in their group. I think Argentina got a slightly harder group, but if and when they get into their stride in those groups, they're going to be unstoppable.
Because obviously you got Neymar, he's like their main man for Brazil. So yeah, no, I still think Brazil. I think Brazil, Spain, Portugal, Germany, all the main. Yeah. Maybe Portugal is
I mean, they did win the Euros.
They did.
So they're on a roll in terms of that.
No, I think that is kind of gearing them up really for the World Cup, you know. And Ronaldo, and not only Ronaldo, they got some other good players as well. Those four are kind of the main teams, really.
Shane, I'd also like to throw in Belgium to the mix, often being touted as dark horses, but now their squad's just grown and grown as their players have got older, and to the point where Christian Kabasele has had to be removed from the squad because they have that much talent.
Do you know what, mate? It's something that we've not really discussed very much, but I'm absolutely gutted for him. I really am, because I look at that squad, I look at players in there like maybe like Thomas Vermaelen. Really?
Other World Cup squads he's walking in, especially after the season I think he's had at Watford.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's really disappointing, because he's been solid for us. We called it many times this season. He's been one of our more solid performers at the back. He keeps a very level head. I think his performances at the club this season have warranted himself.
I think especially that game against Zaha, I think most of the other defence, but that he put in some brilliant
There have been games this season where he has had those dangerous attacking players in his back pocket. Zaha included.
Hazard here.
At Chelsea. It was a shame for him. You know, listen, I saw his tweet. He was very disappointed, but he's not going to the World Cup. Disappointing, but rest up. Get back that energy, because we're going to need you here next season.
A very nice tweet, considering that Jack Wilshere earlier in the week or whenever had done that tweet, but yeah.
Well, I don't want to throw a petrol bomb on anything, you know, in regards to my opinions on Jack Wilshere, because I'm not massively keen on him, to be honest. I mean, do I think he should be in the squad? Yeah, probably. But if you're not in the squad, why are you mouthing off like that?
Fez.
You know, the fact that, you know, he came out, you know, and he said that, you know, he's having spats with bloody journalists and all that, it just doesn't paint a very good picture. It paints the typical kind of England picture where the press is against the club. Now, we've seen all this stuff with Raheem Sterling and, you know, that newspaper.
Yeah.
It's been, some of that stuff has just been disgraceful. And I saw yesterday, I think, one MP has called for us to, you know, wear this black armband and all that stuff out there. Man, you know, come on, yeah. England are going to a tournament. Let's just focus on the football.
Yeah,
Leave the
exactly.
politics to someone else. Okay, because let's be clear, they're a bunch of footballers who haven't really performed in big competitions. Okay, this is, and we will get onto England later in more depth, but England have got a real chance. But when it comes to flicking it back to Belgium, that game could be crucial in the group. Now, I just have a feeling everyone's optimistic with England. I'm very optimistic with England, but there's something in the back of my mind that's telling me that Belgium game is going to be do or die.
Yeah. So, Nikhil, moving on to surprise teams, dark horses. I've seen people going for all different types on Twitter, but what's your pick for a team that most people are going to put to not even get out of the group stage to maybe do well?
Well, I think these teams that I'm going to say, I think they will get out the group stage, definitely, but they're going to be like a dark horse, and those are Belgium and Portugal for me. I think Belgium especially, because they've got a really good squad, don't get me wrong, but it's a bit like England. If you weigh them up with all the different other teams like Germany, Spain, all the big boys.
Same with Portugal. It's like that tier below the winning material, if you know what I mean.
It's a bit like the Premiership this season.
Nigeria, my surprise package.
Yeah.
Going into it, not just because of one ex-Odion
Igalo.
Love you, mate. Seriously,
Quality.
I love him. No, and honestly, like,
especially watching them at Wembley.
yeah.
Really
Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but I did see him, and I saw the game, and actually was interested because first half Nigeria weren't really in it, but second half I thought England were really hanging on.
Yeah.
For large parts of that game, you know, Iwobi, I know, scored. He's going to be a big player for them. Unlike at Arsenal, he's actually got a very focused role there. Obviously, John Obi Mikel, remember him?
He runs the show in their midfield.
Yeah,
He's a good player.
Yeah, he does. I think Nigeria are one side that I'm definitely looking at. Another team, Costa Rica, as well. Surprised England in the last World Cup. You know, everyone's saying, "Oh, Costa Rica whipping boys." Yeah, Costa Rica went off to go and beat Italy in our group, and we were screwed. It was that result that really screwed us. A lot of people have been mentioning Egypt as another one. For me, Salah has to be on form.
Has to be fit, like 100% fit.
I believe he'll be fit for the Uruguay game. But is he Salah fit?
Yeah.
Is he going to
might be 90%.
and make the difference for them? If he doesn't score, no one's going to score.
Breakout star at the World Cup. Who do you think's going to come up through the youth ranks?
Mbappe, for me. He's already a top prospect, but I still think that he's looking for that extra level, but at a younger age. So he's looking at that Neymar level, but get it in the next 2 years. So I think the World Cup for him, he's a young boy. He's like only 20 now, 21, 22. So he's looking for that shine. And I think obviously watching it from a young boy and then going actually in it and performing, I think Mbappe's one. Then you've got like, on top of my head, I can't really remember, but you've got players like in Germany.
I definitely think Timo Werner at Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Werner as well. He's done really good in the Bundesliga. So I think players like that. But Mbappe, for me, I think he's looking to get that Neymar level, but at a younger age. So I think that World Cup is a good stage to perform all that. Yeah.
I mean, we've only just mentioned France. They've been my pick. I didn't want to say all this time, but I think France can really do well this tournament. But they've got a young team as well. And look, Decore couldn't even get in.
Yeah, I mean, look, for Decore, it's different because he needs to have another season.
I think this summer's going to help so much.
Yeah, this summer is going to help. Yeah, it is, but without creeping back into Watford news again, I really hope he stays here, because if he stays here, he can further his case getting into that. I'm not sure he can do that at another club where he could well be dwarfed by other players.
Sat on the bench a lot.
Sat on the bench and all that, you know, teams like Arsenal, Spurs, etc. But France are a good pick. Timo Werner for me is going to be one of those rising stars.
Golden boot?
Ooh, no, I don't think so.
So guys, final thoughts on the World Cup. Heavily excited, ready to go into the new season. It's going to be a good bit of summer football.
It's going to be a great bit of summer football. I said before, 4 weeks non-stop football. You really can't complain.
Nikhil?
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. I'm going to hold my hands up. Last World Cup 4 years ago, I've not been much of a World Cup watcher. And
you're looking forward to it, basically.
This year I am, because I'm in the prediction league as well, so that helps. But I really want to watch it this year and get the feel of what the World Cup's about. So this is kind of my first time. Really, I've watched it, but not as fluently as I'm going to watch it now. So yeah, for me, so excited to see, because the main bit I would like to see some prospects that we can buy.
Yeah.
Obviously, some are going to be high money, but some can be in our age structure as well. So looking forward to all those bits, and then that way I'll have a better understanding of Watford when I get back, or generally football knowledge by watching the World Cup.
So guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell us down in the comments section who you think is going to win the World Cup, who's going to be the dark horse, and how far will England go. Until next time, see ya.